Hello, Reagan here. I started off today. I'm trying to do things and push myself, even when my head's pounding, to do things so that I'm not just sitting here bored out of my mind, driving myself crazy. If you follow me on Instagram, I talked about it on the air. I talked about it in the last video here, but I'm not here to talk about that today. Today, I'm here to talk about what started off as a simple little project and has now blown into all the things that I have to do. So I decided I wanted to make myself like a headscarf because my hair is growing out, and I have plenty of headscarves, but I don't want to go dig them out. My hair is growing out and up, and it's driving me crazy. So I decided that I was going to just make myself a new headscarf bandana thing to wear to cover up my Muppet hair because it's just getting out of control. So I have my singer in front of me. You'll see it in a minute. And I got out some fabric. I found this material at Hetty's here in Vegas. I love that place. And I had to marry two pieces together because I didn't have a big enough square because I made a bunch of other stuff with this, including my pen holder on my journal, which was quick and easy, simple little thing to do. If anybody wants to see that, I'll do it. I know this isn't miniature content, but it's what I feel like doing right now. It's a little easier on the eyes because it's not miniatures. I love miniatures and I'm so sad. Anyway, so I started off, I had two pieces that I had to marry together in order to make the square, which I folded over into a triangle. And I just went around, I really crudely hemmed the edge over. I didn't even use like a double hem or anything. Just kind of folded it over, and it looks a little rough, but it's fine. But I started doing that project, and then I realized I had to load a bobbin with another colored yarn or thread, because I was using a brown thread to do the edges of the triangle on the bandana, and then I'm sewing some lace on it. This stuff. I have a whole bunch of lace. I have this, I don't know where I put it, but I have this whole bin full of white and off-white trims, and I wanted to use some. So I went to match this as close as I could with thread, and then I went to wind the bobbin for that, and when I did, I got a better look at the belt on my machine. So I'm going to show you that in just a second. So let me turn you around here. So this is what the one that's on there looks like right now. They have this weird thing, it's like a giant staple, but that's like how you connect it. But you see this? It's like there's parts of it that are like flat and burnt. And you know why it looks like this? All burnished and stuff is because I have a cat that had been sneaking. I had a stool sitting under my sewing table, and it put her the perfect height to nom on the rawhide that this is made out of. So she had a field day. Anyway, yeah, so it's like it's not making enough. It's stretched and stuff too, as well as being completely trashed, but it doesn't have enough pressure to hit the bobbin winder, which is beyond frustrating. So, and I don't like, a lot of the newer ones have like a rubber piece or whatever, but you don't need a rubber piece on this one because it's an older machine and the belt hits that just fine. I've wound many a bobbin on this. So what I did, I have spares. I keep spare belts. See how nice that the new one looks? Look at that. Yeah. That's what that one looked like a couple years ago. It also gets a lot of use. Anyway, so what I'm doing, this is the, hold on. This is the bandana that I started. And I'm putting some lace here and then some here and down the sides. And I'm going all crazy. It's going to be mostly lace by the time I get done. But first I have to deal with this. I'm going to try to record this, but I don't know how well it's going to come out, but I'll try to explain what I'm doing. But basically, I just have to take this little pin. Oh, shouldn't be turning the wheel away from me, but I take this little pin out with some pliers and take this belt out, match the length roughly, and then put it like on the lower wheel as well. Like my floor is probably dirty, so I don't want to hear about it. I feel like crap. So, but I have to thread it through the big wheel. And then that's how like all the magic happens, and there's a pedal, and so we're gonna do that. We're gonna get ourselves setup. I don't have the clutch for this machine. Like, there's supposed to be a little clutch thingy that mounts right here that you thumb it back and forth with your thumb. I found one, but it just, as soon as I get the funds, I'll grab it. It's cheap, but I'm broke. Anyway, so one of these will have a clutch for it, and I won't have to fight it so hard to get the belt off and on. But yeah, so I'm going to pull this belt off. And I said, you can take it most of the way off the machine, but obviously you have to take that piece up. God, look at that. I couldn't believe how rough we're looking here. Wow. There's like flat spots where it's got like stuck, all kinds of stuff. It is just in some shape, in some kind of way. Anyway, so I'm going to find some pliers and go to the next part. I'll be back. So I did find tools I needed. I found a pair of pliers, but they're like funky chunky pair of pliers, so I don't know if they'll work, but we'll see. And then I found a push pin, which is about the same diameter as the little clippy piece that holds the belt in place. Just looks like a staple, not a staple. But we're gonna see if that will suffice. This already has one hole in it. It's already embedded in one side, which I don't think you can see. Sorry, I don't have my bifocals on because my bifocals are too strong and were part of my headache problem. So we're eliminating those from right now. Anyway, so that's what that end looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Oof, hopefully. I found that a screwdriver is a little bit easier for getting the old one off, and then the pliers are easier for getting the new one bent in place. So we're gonna do our best here. All right, now got that done. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if I can run. I don't know if that'll work or not. We're gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try to run this one because I'm not supposed to bend over a whole lot, so try not to have to. But if I don't get it, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Yay! Okay, so what I did is, this is the old guy, and he's just running through the case, like through the sewing machine itself, which you saw when I was doing the thing earlier. I'll show it to you again. But yeah, there's the old one. Here, look at the. I'll show you some. I'll include some close-up pictures. All right. So now the old guy is out. Let's go ahead and wrap him up. I'm not going to get rid of it though, because in a pinch, in an emergency, it works really well if you really have to, do the thing. But hopefully it won't come to that. Anyway, I'm going to get the end of this done, and I'll show you some of that too. But yeah, hang on. Okay, so we did this part off camera, but I'm going to go back through it again just to make sure that the hole is big enough. We took the push pin, and we pushed it through. That part's done. Now we're going to take, don't mind my dirty fingernails, it's ink, it's a long story, I can't get it out. I've been scrubbing, I'm going to have to put like alcohol under my nails to get it out. Okay, so now I should be able to just thread this piece on there. Oh, come on, get in there. Okay, and then get it lined up and give it a good old squish. Squish, squish. I'm going to squish it fairly well because we don't want that like catching up on things. Alright, so that should be the new belt on. So now what I'm going to do, I still have my bobbin winder here. I'm going to go under the machine and turn the wheel and get it to catch the belt down there. I've already got it laced through where it goes up here. Come on. There's my little clutch hook. Okay, alright. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we got our bobbin winder in place. It seems to be pretty. It's got cat hair in it. That's going to have to be a whole nother video of cleaning cat hair out of my machine. But we should. Are we tight enough to Is that a turn? Oh, don't tell me it's not tight enough. All right, hopefully my fan isn't hitting my mic too much. So it's a little sweaty. I tried. I tried finishing on my main machine, and when I went to wind the bobbin, there was a little bit of a problem with the bobbin winder, and there's like an adjustment screw. I don't even know. There's an adjustment screw for the whole main assembly. I can show you on this machine. Basically, okay, see, there's this guy, and it like goes around when the thing goes around, and it does the thing. Like if I, here, I can engage it and show you, see. But anyway, the bottom line is, this goes around, and this goes around real slow, and this is the thing that holds the secondary piece that holds this little heart-shaped piece in place, and this piece has like a smooth part on the screw that like slides around on, and then a screw that holds it in place. Well, on my other machine, it's basically the same thing as this. Anyway, I changed the belt on my big machine because there was a problem. The cat had annihilated it, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and, you know, once the new belt's on, the bobbin winder should work fine. Well, it didn't. So I was like, oh, great, fantastic. So I wound the bobbin by hand. I got started sewing, and then I was just like so peeved about it. I was like, you know what? Scratch that, because I couldn't like leave the bobbin winder not working. So then I took the bobbin winder apart. I'm not on ADHD medication, and I should never try to do anything that's that involved and requires a bunch of steps and paying attention and research. And so now my bobbin winder is not working at all on the other machine. It's reassembled, it's all back together and everything, but it's still not quite right. I'm gonna have to figure. I'm gonna phone a friend, see if I can find somebody that can help me. Just like figure out exactly like the adjustments and stuff, because I know I'm close, but just not quite there. But anyway, so I went ahead and got this little beauty out, and we have got the majority of, wait, I'm trying to show you. It's not working so well. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got the majority of things done. I just went ahead and started sewing. I sewed the ribbon on top on each side, a strip of stitches going top and bottom, and then after I sewed it on, I cut it open and then sewed those sides off to the side. I was going to use my pinking shears to cut this so that it wouldn't like unravel, but I forgot. But whatever, like it's just something to cover my Muppet hair. Anyway, and then I've got all the ribbon, or all the lace trim sewed on the sides, and then I'm just getting ready to do the part that goes across the top and provides the actual ties. So yeah, but yeah, luckily, like I said, I have a couple of backup machines, and this one is one that I got really super dirt cheap off of eBay a while back, and it has served me well, especially in times like this where I'm just like, oh, and I really like it because it's like the smaller machine. It's like so adorable. I love these old machines. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna finish this up real fast, and I will see you and show you the finished product and in a minute. All right, so I finally got my bandana done. It's okay. It's fine. It's perfect. I just needed something to put over my hair, and I could have just cut a piece of fabric or went and dug something out of a drawer. But I figured, why not? I haven't done any sewing, and I was hoping I could get through it okay, and I did. Ish. I mean, it took 2 machines, and well, let's see, what time is it? Oh, the entire day. I started at 11. It's almost 3. But I finished it, which feels like a major accomplishment right now because I haven't been finishing much. Or really starting much, honestly. Now I have the daunting task of cleaning up my mess. And I have to go find all the homes for these things and put them all away. So, yeah. At least I did get something done. Just getting set up almost put me over the edge because I just had to like walk in the other room and get some trims out and find my fabric scrap. But I did it. And now I'm going to hydrate some more because I don't feel like I was drinking enough water while I was working. So I now have 4 bottles of water in my room and 2 cups full of ice. So, and what am I drinking besides water today? I gotta carry this back in the kitchen. It's the, I know these are probably like the worst thing in the world for me besides having sugar, but it's a fruit mist dark cherry, or black cherry, and these are not exactly my favorite, but and it's a far cry from Dr. Pepper, of course, but it is something that gives me something with a little sweet to it that isn't you know, soda or like junk food. And then yeah, actually. And then also I got some cold brew tea bags. Those are nice because I can make the big pitcher of cold brew tea and not have to worry about, like, I can control if I want to put sugar in it or a little bit of honey or whatever. And that works nicely. I have to put lemon juice in that because it's delicious. Anyway, but I'm going to go. I'm going to clean up my mess and probably take a nap. And to be honest with you, I'll probably end up taking a nap and then cleaning up my mess. But what can I say? Anyway, hopefully I will be continuing on. I do have some more scraps from this material that I think would make some adorable dollhouse bedding or cushions, or like maybe like a couch or something. I don't know. Like, I was thinking about it the whole time I was sewing. I was like, oh, this would be really cute on some dollhouse stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Might even have to make a trip back to Hetty's because that stuff was like super cheap. I don't have big budget, of 0 budget right now, but you know, if I really have to like squeeze a small amount for something, I'm sure I could probably squeeze some blood out of a turnip. So I'm going to go, and I will see you later. Bye.